So recently I was invited to do a blog post for Mental Health America, and it was a part of their Black History Month series. So they invited different writers or whomever, people in the field, to talk about different topics related to mental health, Black mental health. And so my topic that they asked me to write about was Black mental health, self-love, and resilience. And initially I was sitting on it like, of course I can do this, but oh, what angle am I going to come from? And at the time I had started doing these videos about Ghana. So I was like going back and rewatching what we had, gone through, experienced. And then I had also read Homegoing, and I was just in the mindset. And I'm really thinking about when we think of the resilience of Black people, when we think of our love, when we think of our mental health, how does that all connect? And so I started the article in the beginning, right? When we think about who Black people are, who we were, we had these things that made us who we are. We had community, we had beliefs, we had ceremonies, we had rituals, we had a way of living, we had weather, we had a land that we knew, we had drumming, we had food. So it's like all of these things that when you think about, like, oh, this is home, this feels good, this, if I'm having a bad day, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just putting words in their mouths. I don't know what they did, right? And to have that instantly taken away. That's not your language anymore. You speak English. Every time you speak your native tongue, you're going to get beat. Oh, you don't believe this, you believe that. Oh, we're going to take you out of this land that you know and put you on a ship and send you to a land you've never seen. Oh, these people around you, they all are from this continent, but they don't all speak your language. They're not all from your village. They're not the people that you know. So even if you're together, there may be some language barriers there, but it's good enough. Just changing everything of who they are. And that doesn't even include the inhumane treatment, the abuse, the insert any word of what you would describe as the enslavement period. I instantly thought about, like, as a psychologist, and I am passionate about Black mental health. I help all people. I work with all people. My expertise and my passion is about improving Black mental health. Let's be clear. So when someone comes to me, they have these symptoms on the surface level. But some of those first questions that I'm going to ask them are the very things that were taken from our ancestors. Who's in your community? When you need strength, what do you tap into? What are your beliefs? Sometimes it might be, what's your favorite meal? Sunday dinners for a lot of people in the Black community was like a staple, or is a staple. When you take away all the things that make you who you are, what does that do to your mental health? And is it really an illness? No. Or is it a response to what has happened? And then I also think on the flip side, when we think of how we're addressing Black mental health, that we have to think about all of those factors. Your religion, your spirituality, your ancestral connection, your community. You want to think about like the things that give you purpose, your safe spaces. You want to think about like those hobbies that might be more culturally relevant or specific to who you are. So it's not just you're going to go to therapy, and people go to therapy for different things. Mental health and mental illness there's a spectrum of what that can look like. We know that there are evidence-based treatments that are effective in treating certain disorders. And we cannot talk about any of this. I'm going from a Black mental health perspective without also incorporating these other things. So even if you feel like I don't need therapy, I'm not in a space, but just for your general mental health and wellness, lay it out for yourself. What are the things that give you purpose? What or how would you define your community? Who are the people in it? What are the things you do? What are those like traditions or ceremonies or celebrations that are key to how you feel? What are your hobbies? Do you like drumming? Do you like music? Do you like dancing? Do you like singing? Do you like rapping? Write it down. Do you like sports? What sports do you like to play? Who do you like to play those sports with? What are your beliefs? And I know I'm talking a lot about religion, but what are your beliefs? How do you practice those beliefs? Are there religious texts that you like to read? Is it religious music that you like to listen to? Are there leaders within that faith that you trust? What's your spiritual practices and how does that look? If you have a favorite, if you have a favorite meal, what is it? How does your family eat together? How do you show each other love? And I'm naming all of these things because sometimes people will give you this black and white cookie cutter way of addressing your mental health that was never designed for you. And so you have to bring in the language, the words, the beliefs, the culture, the values, all of the things, because, well, they should be asking you this, but you have to bring that into that space as you think about your mental health. And we don't only need these things in times of crisis. We need these things as we're maintaining as well. All right, y'all let me know what you think.